What's up, guys? Are you a fan of Bacon Is My Podcast? And you're like, where can I find more stuff?
Well, we've got the site for you at baconismypodcast.com. That's where you can find literally everything. It's the portal to his stuff, my stuff, and our stuff, including Bacon's My Fashion.
You can find t-shirts, you can find hats, you can find all kinds of stuff to put on your body parts. You can also check out all of our awesome sponsors, get discounts. We always have the most recent and the best prices for you. And check it out also over at patreon.com/
Bacon is my podcast. Never changing.
Never changing. Find us at baconismypodcast.com. Thanks for checking it out, guys. And remember to ask yourselves,
What's your bacon?
world peace.
Welcome to Sorta Kinda Funny. We're a comedy podcast
Brother and sister duo.
where we take your guys' embarrassing moments and stories and turn them into humor because life's about laughing at yourself, and we are sure gonna laugh at ourselves. I am James. I am your main Mac Daddy host, and I'm also joined by a loser. Go ahead and introduce yourself, loser. Go ahead. Don't be shy.
This is Lauren.
Give it to them.
Absolutely,
Baby.
absolutely. What did you just say?
Also, we sing a lot, so if you haven't listened to this first episode, I'm sorry.
We have new episodes available every Thursday and would love nothing more than to hang out with you. Does that sound too desperate?
Yes.
Okay. Check us out wherever you listen to your podcasts, and we'll see you on Thursday. And as always,
Text me if you want to hang out.
bye.
Hey, everybody listening. Today, we have a great show for you. Is Haunter real?
Haunter is not real.
Haunter is not real, but the new single is. Check it out. Listen to the show. Find out.
Yes, exactly. And, of course, if you need to know anything more about us, go over to baconismypodcast.com. That's where you can find our shows, our merch, our sponsors, even some of our music.
Indeed. Your support means the world to us. It's what keeps this show on. It's what keeps us going. So if you want to support us even more, become one of our patrons. Become part of the BIMP squad. Jump over to patreon.com/ baconismypodcast. Join one of the tiers. They're all pretty reasonable.
Yes, and
Right.
if you don't want to give us money, if you will, please, whatever platform you're listening to this on, give us a like, give us a subscribe, hit a bell, thumbs up, whatever you want to do. It costs you $0. It helps us greatly.
But give us money.
Give us money anyway. Yeah. But also, give Haunter money. Go to your
Because they are
streaming
real.
platform after this episode. Learn about the new single. Learn about their coming up with the new single, the story behind it. Now.
Bacon! Bacon is my podcast! Bacon! Bacon! Bacon is my... Bacon! Bacon is my podcast! Bacon! Bacon is my...
I'm excited for this show because it is, once again, our first three-time proper.
Three-peater.
He's riding solo today, but that's okay.
And so,
It's okay.
That
Brand
means
new-
he's our favorite.
Well, yeah, obviously.
what was with that pause?
He did pause. He did
No.
pause. I was right there with him, right?
Uh,
Like I was
no,
like,
no,
he's
it
our
wasn't a
favorite.
pause.
And then he
wasn't
was
a
like,
pause.
he was like,
No.
no, that was a pregnant pause. That was a bit of a pregnant pause.
Well, I was giving you space.
Oh, I don't need space.
No, because
Step all over it.
we
Step all over it.
we step all over each other, and that's one of the things that we're working on. Is not stepping all over each other. We're
me.
only 3 years into, and we're just starting to do this shit.
It's me.
But yeah. But anyway, the brand new single, Untouchable, is out. Enoma from Haunter, what's up, dude? Thank you for coming
What's
back.
going on? Thank you for
love,
having me here.
of course. I love
Welcome
when
back, man.
I love getting so way back in the day, the first time they came on, they were with a PR agency, and we received the email through a mutual friend and loved their stuff. And then they moved on from that management company or whatever it is, and PR people, and now Enoma's kind of spearheading the deal.
Yeah, holding the reins.
And every
steering the ship.
time I get the email from him, it's always this like really professional, like really put together email with the links and the bio and the this and the that, and I'm like, this is sharp, man. You won best drinking buddy.
That's
Why
right.
are you
That's
why
right.
you don't have to send that to me. Just send a Dropbox links with the new. Send a Dropbox box link with the new song. Go, yo,
Yeah.
we need a date.
Hey,
And-
bro, man,
and
guy,
that's good.
dudes. You know what? I for the longest time I was like, oh well, if I already have a relationship with them, I can be more relaxed. But I don't know. I think I just always think that there's something about kind of like, especially if you're asking for something, like just always making sure that you're minding your P's and Q's and you kind of take a similar approach just to, I don't know, to me, just I feel like it shows due respect. They're like, no, like I'm asking to come on your platform to talk about my band and our bullshit. Like, so I don't ever want to come in and just assume that something's going to work out.
I get it,
Oh,
man.
that's
I get it. I respect the professionalism 100%. Like,
Yeah.
absolutely.
But also, it's always going to work out for you because we
But
like
it's
you.
always going to
we
work
like
out
you.
for you. Yeah.
I mean,
I
your
appreciate that.
songs.
You could
your
be like,
songs-
hey, douchebags,
right.
you got a minute?
We'll respond the same way.
And we'll be
as
like,
you.
yo, fucker, we totally got a minute.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I
All
feel
right.
like I understand. I do understand the approach because
Yeah.
you guys are putting stuff together, and you're
Well, and you're a pro band.
Yeah, and you're a pro band, and the brand new single is once again really awesome. I feel like you guys just keep on stepping up your game when it comes to the singles and stuff.
Yeah, man. Like,
Catchy AF.
I
Always
remember
catchy.
I remember that I remember Paralyzer coming to us.
Mhm.
Paralyzed coming to
Yeah.
us. And I remember us listening to it and you guys even sent it and we're like, hey, it's a little bit different for us. Check it out. And we listened and he heard it first and he was like, oh my God, you gotta hear what they sent me. And then he played it for me and then we sat here and we were like, dude, yes. This is fantastic. This is exactly, yes, this is it. And then everything, even from there, has just been a step up from there. And I still love, we talked about it like way back in the first one, how much I really appreciate that idea of like putting out a single, but really embracing the style of that single and the genre that it is and leaning heavily into whatever that is. And then being okay with the next one being a different vibe entirely, because it's always going to sound like you guys because you do what you do, but leaning into those influences and stuff, I always appreciate the art in that. Like that's some of my favorite stuff. But yeah, just remembering that and then like checking out the video for Untouchable. Like I just can't wait to see what you guys do next. You know, and that's where I am with your band now. Is I'm like, man, where are they going to go from here? I'm super excited about that every time I hear something new. Which is bad.
I'm glad, dude.
I
Like,
don't marinate in it. I'm like, what's next?
yeah, like it's I think for us, we always just try to do whatever feels good in the moment and what is interesting to us. But I think as far as kind of where we're going, we've hit on a lot of things that have kind of scratched particular itches. And like, so for, Paralyzed definitely was trying to be like, okay, what can we do with like writing like a really solid rock song?
Yeah.
Like with Untouchable, we were thinking like we wanted to write something that was super big and anthemic and something that felt really, really massive. And I definitely think we nailed it. Like, but I think for the newest song that's going to be out, City Boys and Pretty Girls, I think we're really trying to write the best pop punk song we could write. And
That's
we're really
fantastic.
intentional with that. Like, and that was kind of the direction, the songs that we used as influence. Like, it was very, very intentional because the song is kind of tongue in cheek, like, thumbing its nose at like at influencer culture and like how rampant social media is. Like, and it was just like, okay, well, what feels like anti-establishment? And obviously, we all, in one form or another, came from like punk rock scene stuff, or things in the metal scene. So it kind of felt like the right thing to do once we figured out what the subject matter of the song would be.
Yeah, I kind of feel like that it's with that song too, like because we got the pre.
Mm-hmm.
I think it'll be out by the time this comes out. Actually,
Oh, will it? Okay. What's the date? When's it coming
When's
out?
that come out again?
August 23rd.
So let's quickly find out if it's out already.
Hold on.
As far as when you're hearing this.
Yes, it will be. Yeah. So
the new single is out now. Definitely check it out.
There it is.
Yeah. Yes, it will be out.
It is out on all streaming platforms. Definitely check it out. Definitely listen to it.
Yes.
Save and share.
Yeah. Yeah. But I do
yes.
I do really enjoy it. And also for me, like, man, it's right now that music is making such a surge and such like a major comeback and stuff like that it sort of fits with that time, the times. It puts you guys again, it's another avenue, another style, another way for you to come at things. Yeah. And it's also not a departure from what Haunter does, but it's just another.
Yeah, you guys are really good at kind of like having your having a toe in what's happening right now and mixing it in with who you are as a band musically, and just having like enough of an element to be like, oh yeah, these guys are totally current and on top of everything, but without it being like in a cheesy or cliche way.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's something that I think is pretty cool.
Yes, it's happened all by accident. Like, it's
the best thing.
I say, well, yeah, because I think for us, like we only approach it through the lens of just like, okay, what are we feeling? What are we thinking? Like right then and there. Like it's not like, okay, well, hey, we'll put this out around this time because we know these tours are happening and they are part of this market, and this is a way we can kind of like ride that wave. Like there's the intentionality when we're creating the song, that type of thought process never makes it into it. That will come like when the song is done and we're thinking of like marketing and like timeline, all that. Right. There's a space for that. But when we're creating, it's just what feels good, what sounds cool, what is relevant to us in our lives, or kind of like what's the story we want to tell. And that's really the genesis of it. And City Boys kind of came from us having a really weird interaction with some influencers at a party in LA. And so and we just happened to be recording at the time. So it just kind of lent itself to being like, oh man, that was a weird interaction. Like, oh, that was kind of crazy. Maybe we should write a song about it. And it just kind of locked in.
Well, now that the song is out and people are hearing it, do you want to tell us more about that story? Or do you want to leave that?
Oh, yeah. Well, I won't share who the influencer was, mostly because they're not huge, and I kind of forgot their name, or I don't want to like
quite.
I don't want to like
quite the influencer then.
Well, actually, like if they're who I think they are, they're actually starting to kind of like pop off. So
starting to hit now.
Maybe they were on this. Yeah, maybe they're on to something. But long story short, a little while ago, we were in LA working with our producer, and we had some buddies of ours from our hometown who happened to be in LA at the same time, and they were playing a show. And they were like, hey, come kick it at the show with us. We go, we see them play, everything's good. We're about to leave for the night. They're like, hey, there's this party going on in the hills. Some of these people that I know from out here are hosting. Y'all come slide through. And, I've never been to a party in the Hollywood Hills. Like, so I was like, oh, that sounds fucking rad. Like, it sounds like it's about to be a fucking movie. Like, it's going to be super lit. There's going to be like money and drugs and women and all sorts of like fucking awesome stuff. And it was kind of that, but not in the. It was like on paper, it was everything that I just said, but not in the way you ever expected it. So it was like.
Okay.
It's like, going to a restaurant, wanting a Coke, and then saying, is Pepsi okay? So you're like,
Right,
I'll drink
right.
it, but I'm not thrilled
You're
about
like,
it.
okay, but it's not
Yeah.
as cool as I.
Yeah,
It'd be a lot cooler.
Yeah,
if it was,
exactly.
yeah.
But I mean, and the thing is, the people there they're being gracious hosts. Like they're like nothing. I can't say enough good things about the people who hosted the party because they were perfectly nice. I think for me at the time, it was so weird to go to a party in LA. Well, go to a party, period, because I think we're just getting out of like the pandemic, not feeling weird, and everyone kind of getting
Right,
back to
yeah,
normal. So I think the thing that was weird about the party for me was just like I was watching people make content in real time. So like, yes, it was like, oh, we're all gonna hang out. It's a party, but it was like, I guess it was more of a content party than it was like a party in the traditional sense.
So it's like everybody's like off with their phones and cameras, creating content.
Yeah, like everyone's at a party and we're all like having drinks and chatting up, but like there would just be like random breakoffs where people would start filming and their cameras would be on, the lights would be on, and they're doing either a lip sync or they're doing a skit. Like it was just weird.
Huh.
And I was like, what the fuck is this? Like this whole
Right.
thing is weird.
Is this what parties are now? Like, is this?
I legitimately think that there's a space for that, and I just didn't think we walked into it knowing what the vibe was. But so all that's going on, and I step out to the patio at the house, and I started chopping it up with one of the people who was at the party, and they were really cool. We're connecting on music and just like being a musician and like wanting to do things and like wanting to blow up. And we started talking about TikTok, and this was around the time where the band and we weren't taking TikTok very seriously, which was a huge fucking mistake. We really did kind of screw the pooch on the whole like getting in on TikTok like at the right time. Dude, it's a fucking bummer. Like I really wish, if nothing else, when we had like management and we were working with like some people for like Paralyzed and stuff like that, they're like, you need to really get in on TikTok and be super active and do all this stuff. And I was like, fuck it, I don't want to do all that.
Right.
And even when I did do it, it was just me solo as opposed to getting like Lucy involved. And I feel like had we gotten that sooner, we probably would be. I don't know if we would be where we want to be, but I definitely think we'd probably be further along in that journey because of it. But wow, that was a really long tangent. But
That's what this show is.
Truly. But back to the party. So I'm talking to this person who's an influencer, and we start talking about TikTok, and they asked me, "Oh, hey, how many followers do you have?" And at the time, like we weren't like really doing anything on it. So I was like, I don't know, like 1,500. Like we just figured out we could start going live, and they're like, oh, like and at first it was a super engaging conversation, but the second I actually said the number, I saw just the look on that person's face go from like, oh, I'm like super engaged. We'll keep at it, and like completely break off the conversation. What? Yeah.
Wow.
Just
because they can't
stop talking to me
because they can't get anything from you.
I don't know. Maybe they were like, maybe they thought I was lying about the stuff I would say we were doing. Like I don't really know. Right. Like, but I just know that was an interaction where I was just like, man, that's
crazy.
I don't like that, and so I wasn't like upset, but it was just a weird interaction I didn't think that I would have. So I left the party, Mark left the party, and then I was like, as we were leaving, I was like, I think I know what I want tomorrow's session to kind of center around. And so just the song itself, the idea and the title all kind of came from that party, and like just having that really weird and off-putting kind of interaction. And it just kind of led me to think, I understand it now, and I think I better understand like the need to really like put yourself online and to do the things as far as like getting attention for your art and being able to monetize it. But at the time, I was like, man, this feels so fucking fake. Social media is bullshit. Like, I'm only doing it because I have to do it and not really embracing it for what it is, which is a really cool communication tool. It was, I don't know. It just ended up being really fun. Definitely gave it the type of what I call mall pop punk sort of vibe to the song, and I don't know, it just feels really good. I think Lucy's crushing it on the performance vocally.
Yeah.
Yeah. Vocal performances on everything, especially all the new things. Like, she's really killing it. Like, you hear like she did an upgrade, you know what I mean, vocally, just in general, where you can hear it, and they were great before, but like there's just more personality going on in those vocals that you really hear.
She only gets better. She only gets better. Like there is nothing that she can't do. Like she is just so incredibly talented. Incredibly talented. Like I lucked out with having her join my band. Like for her to just like have faith and just assume like, okay, I don't know what this is gonna be, but let's just fucking do it. But it's cool, man. I love it, and trust me, all the stuff that we got going on like only gets better.
What's up, guys? It's Mike from Bacon is My Podcast. What I wanted to do is actually tell you a little bit about our new friends over at Arrowland's Natural Goods. They sent us over something called Beard Jelly. Wake Up called Beard Jelly. Now, as you know, obviously, I am a beard guy. I have a lot of beard products. Everything from oils to balms to butters to waxes to you name it, I've used it. Best all-in-one is, without a doubt, this beard jelly. It gives you volume, but it also controls the fizz. It softens it. It nourishes my beard. I've been using it for about 2 weeks, and man, it feels really great. Right now, they have the original spice out. This is a high viscosity beard oil that has green coffee and peppermint oils, and it's been really, really great. I know that they're working on some brand new flavors, if you will, some aromas. So go ahead and check them out. Arrowland's Natural Goods. And always remember to ask yourself, what's your bacon?
I'm Chris.
And I'm Mel.
And together we host the podcast Spoil My Movie.
We were watching movies anyway.
And we were having in-depth conversations about those movies too.
So we decided to share our thoughts with the world.
You can expect me to gripe about inaccurate details like supposedly cold weather, but you can't see anyone's breath.
And you can expect me to be totally adorable, but also psychologically deep.
And by the end of each episode, we'll provide our respective ratings,
using a rating scale custom tailored to the movie in question.
Check us out wherever you get your podcasts.
We're everywhere. We're actually behind you right now.
I'm excited about that, man.
Yeah, me too.
You brought up the LA trip. I know over the past little while, you guys have been going out to LA quite a bit and stuff. So, like, did you put a whole bunch of stuff in the bank in the can, getting ready to release stuff, or are you just kind of working as you go?
Well, for our band, I feel like we do a little bit of building the plane as we fly, which can be chaotic, but it's what works for us. So before we released any music, we were already a band for about 3 years before we even put out our first single. So this band's true inception was 2017, not 2020.
Yeah.
But in those years, we banked content. Like, we built songs, we wrote songs, we recorded them. Like, we were out in LA recording like well before any songs ever came out, and we just kind of keep the pattern of going every year or every other year with new songs, new direction, and some thought behind that. But yeah, like it's always very intentional, like for us. So anytime we're out in LA, like the goal is for us is to walk away with at least 3 songs that are pretty much ready to go. But we just kind of place them in our queue, and we put songs out when we feel like we've got a cohesive theme or something to where it's like, okay, we can draw a through line sonically to this song so it doesn't feel too big of a sonic shift where it's off-putting to the audience. I don't know if that
No,
makes sense.
it makes complete sense.
It does. I'm wondering, like, so before you were talking about how, like, okay, there is a place for looking at what's coming out, what tours are happening, what things are going on when it comes to the marketing. Have you guys ever gotten to a point where you held something back and moved on to the next thing and said, this isn't the right time to release this, and let's wait for a better time?
Absolutely. Like, there's a song that we have that we feel very strongly kind of has like very LGBTQIA plus sort of like leanings and kind of the inspiration for it, and like how we want to be able to share that part of our band. So we've tried to figure out the right times, and we've lined it up to where it's like at some point, like during like the Pride season, we want to put that song out.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then we're like, okay, well, what can we do that to where it feels respectful? How can we do it in a way that's like very honest to us, but still like is genuine? It's a difficult thing, but yeah, we look at our songs all the time and think what song makes the most sense for kind of the next logical step for us. So for, let's say, City Boys, like, while we had to kind of wait because just the way it works with our producer, like we just had to kind of give a little extra time to get the song ready to go. We realized, okay, after Untouchable, we wanted something really lighthearted, because Untouchable is talking about it's big and aspirational, and it is a song that takes itself very seriously.
Mm-hmm.
We were thinking, how fun would it be to release something that's kind of the exact opposite?
Yeah.
Where now the next original song is just us basically saying, "Hey everyone, lighten the fuck up! Like this is all fake. The follower count is fake. Like all this is just fucking phony." Or if all this shit goes away, like you're still a whole person. Like you don't have to be beholden to an algorithm. And I say that hypocritically, as I am someone who desperately wants to win the favor of the algorithm.
Right. Of course.
Like, yeah, I want to be friends with the Matrix.
We all do.
Blue pill me.
We all do.
Blue pill me.
Yeah, like, yeah, give that to me. Let me, yes, I'll believe that at stake all goddamn day.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but yeah, like I think we just, with the songs that we have, we are really thinking about like, when is the right time? What is the right feel? Is this the right move? Like after it's written, we'll sit there and do that. And I think even me knowing the next two songs we're going to put out, I'm now rethinking like, well, do we want to ride this like upbeat wave, or could it be cool to kind of pull it back and like pull the rug from under them and hit them with one of the ballads we have in our chamber? Like, who knows? We haven't figured that part out. But if I was a betting man, I think the next two songs are going to be probably more upbeat, like lighthearted, fun, like bright. But they're going to be really good. But City Boys right now is the moment. That's what we're locked in on.
Yeah, you got time. Winter's when you want to put out the bleak.
Yeah,
you know, big soaring, like let's get back into it type of thing. Summertime, springtime,
keep it going.
Like, keep people moving.
Get butts moving.
Yeah,
that's what's up.
Yeah, that's the name of the game. Like we're just having fun, man. We're in such a cool place right now with the band, and I even think with, you know, City Boys being out and the new songs coming, like what we did this year in LA is, I think, will be fundamentally will transform kind of where this band is in terms of like the zeitgeist. I'm so confident in that because they're so big and different and weird, but they're good. Like we're getting really ambitious with in a lot of different ways. And I think what I'm excited about is that with City Boys, it starts that. It starts this whole like almost larger than life, delusional confidence, like big sort of energy from this band. Like the visuals are going to get crazier. Like things are going to seem bigger, wilder, more colorful. Like I think we've really stepped into those elements of our band, and that's super exciting because I know what's happening at the end of that. And I'm like, oh man, if we ride this wave and then we go this direction, people are never going to fucking see it coming. And people are not going to believe that Lucy can sound like this. And I'm fucking
awesome.
excited about it.
That's awesome.
So does the aim at all, like the end goal obviously doesn't change because the end goal is the big end goal, right? But the many goals that get there, right? When you work backwards, does the aim change at all as your aim for the artistry of the songs shifts?
Yeah, so I think like I think about it like just because I know what the ending is doesn't mean I know how to get there.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where the whole like building the plan as you fly sort of kind of happens is we'll sit there and think, okay, what songs do we want to release? Like what order? Is there a rhyme or reason? Thematically, does this make sense? Is there any reason why we wouldn't pair these two songs together? Or, have we even decided that we want to, by the end of this to be an album or an EP or who knows? Like all of those things are all kind of spider webs to the end goal that will have this like really diverse like body of work that's going to touch on so many different like sides and elements that make up the personality of this band. Like I know what when we put it all together what it'll look like, but I love having those spiderweb moments where like, we could kind of do whatever the fuck we want, so why don't we do this instead of this? It doesn't have to make sense, it just has to feel good.
Right.
And we've been kind of taking that approach, and it just it's felt pretty good so far.
No, it's been really awesome.
I think if you keep your idea, your focus and your ideas to making the songs the best that they can be, and letting that be what decides where you're going.
Yeah.
I think you can never go wrong there. Right. I think it's when you take your eye off the ball of the song. And personally,
right.
I think when you take your eye off the ball of let's make the music into something, or let's have a grand idea for where this song's going to go, or the sound is going to happen. I think once you take your eye off of that and put your eye on the how do we monetize market thing only before you have a song to do it with, I think that's where people make mistakes.
Oh, for sure.
Sometimes,
there's no longevity to that.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
It can be really hard. It'd be like taking press photos and doing single art before the song is written. Well, you don't know what the song is about. So how can you possibly already know like what will look best or what will serve it best from a visual standpoint? Like the idea doesn't exist.
Then you're writing a song to fit an aesthetic instead of creating an aesthetic around a song.
Exactly. And that's, hell, even looking at, let's say, the artwork that we've done for City Boys, it's so different than anything else because all of our other artwork has been computer generated, like through an amazing artist, Cameron Burns. And the cover art for City Boys and Pretty Girls is literally an isometric illustration that my brother did. Like my older brother is an artist. He's amazing. And the image that you see for it that's his work. I literally just asked him like, "Hey, could you try to do this?" And he knocks it out. And I think
can we pop that up?
Yeah, I'm gonna try and pop that up here.
Cool, awesome. Yeah. Let's grab it.
Yeah, and it's normally it's for us. We just wanted to do something different and unexpected. Like I think we'll go back to doing CGI stuff because I love Cameron's work. I love working with him. So I think there will always be a place for it. But I think the next few singles are going to definitely have a like a hand-drawn illustration sort of thing because I also like that art, and I like putting money in artists' pockets. So if I can find a small
Also a
artist
great
that's
thing,
doing
yeah.
some really great work, like maybe I'll give them some more exposure and they can get what they feel is a fair wage for their work. Not
All right.
beautiful.
That is
All right.
beautiful.
So for those of you who are just listening on the podcast
Right.
platforms, go over to strangerhoodtv.com and you'll be able to see this. This is awesome.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah,
Isn't that
I love
serious?
it.
I love it.
Yeah, it's well, one I thought it was funny because I was like, well, we could have put the song title on the mirror, but I was like, no, I'd rather have people think about like the tag for the chorus. So isn't
right.
that serious? It isn't that serious. And when we think about like what the song's about, like I think all the content that we've shot for it, like it's all about. I don't know. Social media is kind of fucking goofy.
Right, it should be.
It is odd. Right?
Yeah.
It's none of it
it's
makes
actually
sense.
really cool. It's really cool, but it's really odd how people have chosen to place it in the importance of our lives.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Like that's the rub. It's I don't know. It's kind of like and every generation went through it. Like my generation, being the elder email ass I am, went through it with like fucking MySpace. When MySpace was the thing, is like if you weren't promoting your band on MySpace, you were as good as dead because no one paid fucking attention to you. You were cooked right off the rip. Then it became Instagram for a while. Then YouTube being this consistent sleeper. Then all of a sudden YouTube starts crushing it, and everyone's on YouTube. And then now it's TikTok right now, but it'll be something else in a few years when a new generation comes up with a new way to engage. There'll be another platform that becomes the hot space.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you just have to kind of keep at it to remain relevant, but even pursuing relevancy at some point is fucking silly. Sometimes you just got to stop trying to crowd please and just do the shit that you want and hope that it finds its audience.
It's always
that's what we're doing.
Chasing relevancy is just a weird way to go about things, I think.
Yeah.
Right? Like I feel like you can't tell people that you're relevant.
Right.
They have to tell you that you're relevant. So that whole chasing relevancy thing, it's like, what do I do to try and like, oh, this is what's hot right now. How do I make sure that the algorithm puts me in the same area as it puts that? And how do I manipulate the numbers instead of, and this has always been my problem with like the algorithms and social media has been like, it's more about tricking the program into putting you first than making than getting there based on the merit of the art that you're creating.
Right.
And that art being at the right place at the right time, like right in the part of history where it needs to be. And not everybody gets to do that. You know what I mean? Like not everybody's going to make it. You can't use an algorithm to make 10 Rage Against the Machines. There can only be one, and they are who they are because of who they are.
Right.
Right. And I think it's so. I think it's really interesting that we're in this time and place where we're all trying to kind of like still do art and do art the best way that we can and the best way that we know how. But then we're also trying to like trick a computer program into thinking that our art is relevant so that maybe someone will see it.
Yeah, there's I don't know, like there's a lot of theories as to like how you can hack the algorithm or whatever the fuck. Like but at the end of the day, like if you're on those platforms You're basically trying to feed it enough data so that it knows that when you post, this is who is going to respond best to it. So you can do it in a couple of different ways, but a lot of times people just figure it out just by seeing what worked for somebody else and kind of just copying that.
Right.
And then after they do it so often and they realize it doesn't work, or it no longer gives them the same return on investment, then they have to pivot and think of something new. And I think in that pivot is when people start finding their creative voice when it comes to content and figure out what's genuine for them, because they stop being a carbon copy of somebody else. They start being someone who's influenced by somebody else, but still is able to put their own spin on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know what? It's probably not that much unlike going out and playing 100 club shows with a bunch of different bands when you're just starting and taking aspects from different bands that, hey, these guys have a great marketing strategy. Oh, man, we need to make a banner like these guys have a banner. And, oh, these guys have great T-shirt designs. We need T-shirts. Like taking advice and ideas from everything that's around you, and then eventually that becoming you.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's true.
Yeah. No, that definitely makes sense.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Don Brody, a comedian with a history degree and the host of the podcast HILF, History I'd Like to F***. Each episode, I am joined by a new guest who has brought me a subject from history that they want to know more about. Then I hit the books, I dig deep in the annals, and stimulate. We've covered Frankenstein, Houdini, Joan of Arc, Pompeii, the Salem witch trials, right? Ugh. Join us and find out for yourself that history is a party and everybody's coming.
Did you guys not get enough? I know, listen. I know this has been a great episode, right?
Give me some more.
But you've heard some commercials, right?
Give me some more.
Including this one.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Give me some more.
But where can you find actual real episodes without commercials? Early and ad-free.
Patreon.com/bacon is my podcast.
He actually got it right.
Well, I just said it because I knew you weren't going to go with the joke. But if you're thinking, give me some mo, that's where you go. Patreon.com/bacon is my podcast. Sign up for one of the tiers and you can get early, ad-free episodes, extra episodes, stuff with us cooking, stuff with us eating stuff that makes us make horrible faces. You know it. You love it. If you don't know it, you should know it, and you will love it, and you should go there, and you should never, ever, ever forget to ask yourself every single day.
Can I see Bacon is My Podcast live every Sunday?
Yes, you can. And the second question is...
Oh, what's your bacon?
What's your bacon?
We've talked about it like every time you've come on. And we even have a live performance from Haunter.
Yes, we do.
You guys went into a studio to do a performance for us.
Saw it on the Bimpies.
That's what's up.
Saw it on the Bimpies.
But I did see that there were some rehearsals going here and there. Were we getting close?
Yeah.
We getting close?
Yeah. I'll say yes and no in the same breath. Yes, we bought the live rig and we're figuring that stuff out. It's just a work in progress. Like it's the only reason I say that is because we're doing it ourselves. Like we had friends who told us what to buy, and we had some working idea of how to put it all together, but we're still in the like figuring out how do we get sound to come out the right way in the ways we want it. Like, so there's some growing pains there that, shout out to Mark for being like the real one and diving in and doing that work, because that is a skill set that I don't possess. So for him to sit there and say, I'll help us figure out our audio thing. He's an A1 guy for owning that piece of it.
Yeah.
That's tough. But yeah, so we're working on it. My goal is to be like show ready by spring of next year to start like really finding like what will be the best opportunity for us to kind of have our true like live debut.
Nice.
So it's
stoked.
cool. And we're excited. we're excited because I feel like that will be something that will, especially with the songs that we're going to be putting out and like who we have some features on it. I think it's going to be good for us to probably start getting out there because there may be possibilities of us doing shows with them and like just having it be this really cool, like kind of cross promotional moment. So it's appropriate for us to be ready for that because Haunter playing live is the next step, and it's something I feel is long overdue.
Oh, that might be a thing we have to make a trip for.
Yeah, well, I can't believe you thought that because I'm like, I'll take a trip for that.
Yeah, that might be.
I'll take a trip for that. Hell,
that'd be fucking rad.
That might be a thing.
And as far as the live rig, I'm actually going to connect you to a buddy of mine, Joey.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I mean, besides the fact that their music is like would very much.
Oh yeah, they could play together too.
Yeah, for sure. But like he's got the in-ear rack and everything like that like down.
Yeah.
Like definitely like he's got it down. So and he's a super cool guy that is willing to, help and work with people.
He's like, here's
like
every bit of information that I have.
Yeah.
Okay, look, we'll take any and all support.
Yeah.
For that.
100%.
I mean, especially if are you guys working with Ableton? Yeah. So
yeah, we're in Ableton.
All right. Well, yeah, he's your guy.
He's the guy.
He's your guy.
He's the guy. He can help out.
I'm not your guy. I got it in January, and I'm working on it.
Oh, really?
I'm working on it. I'm figuring it out. I'm trying.
Yeah, that's kind of where we're at with it. But I'm excited. It was so cool. Like the day we got our in-ears and we built the first iteration of our live rig and finally hearing like the tracks in your ear and like hearing like a click and like hearing your guitar. It was like, yes, finally this feels more real now. So it's like it's not just me playing the guitar in the studio where it's like processed and edited and it's perfect. Like, no, this is live again. Like, so it's imperfect and it's kind of awesome in its messiness.
Yes. Yep. Hell yeah.
Yes.
Now,
Viva messy guitars.
What I'm curious about is,
it's my heart.
Are you guys going to hire a drummer, or are you guys going to do? Okay.
Yeah. Well, we will like. That's something that I just feel like we couldn't. It wouldn't feel right not to have like a live drummer with us on stage. Who will be? I have no idea.
Yeah.
I know I've given it some thought, and just because I like the idea of some sort of balance, I would love to hire like a female drummer or someone who's presenting as femme to play drums, just kind of balance out like the energy on stage. And I think that would be fucking cool. Fuck, dude. Actually, this is legit. I asked my friend Katie from Danger Kids. I was like, "Hey, if we start playing live, what would it take for you to like come do some shit?" So we'll see. I don't know if it'll happen, but I know I have definitely asked to see if she would be open to playing drums for us.
That's awesome.
Because I think that'd be cool. One, she's an insane drummer. She's so fucking good. And then two, like that's just a homie. And if I can do more stuff with friends, like I don't see why not.
All the better.
That's it, man. That's it. Like, I was at the beginning of the year, I kind of was like, okay, well, I'm going to like kind of transition into more like focused on writing, just writing, doing that kind of stuff. And like, I was talking to you about it, about like, okay, well, I'm gonna look in Nashville. I'm gonna see what kind of Nashville, like what kind of contacts we can get from Nashville, this and that. And then, I eventually was like, man, it's just, like it'll work out when it works out. And when I kind of surrendered to that, all of a sudden I started writing with like a whole bunch of different people around here. And it's like, all right, just take a step back, let it fall into place. It'll figure itself out. it'll always figure itself out. And once you get a product that's like ready to go, that's when you go.
Songs want to be written, man.
That's what you're doing here.
Songs want to be written, and then they want to be performed.
Yeah.
So if you let the song lead,
Oh,
it'll all happen.
yeah, I'm excited to play live. Like usually for me, it's a administrative nightmare. It's like, okay, I have to tell everyone where to be, where to park, what to do, like this, that, the other. Like it's always a pain in the ass for
You gotta sell tickets.
the person who wants to be, to be the band and like organize all that shit. But like playing these songs live, like and actually hearing like Lucy sing live, I'm just like I get gassed. I'm just like, oh, this is gonna be so sick. Rather than being filled with dread, I'm just like, yes. Yeah. I want that. I miss a good live show. Like when you know that you and your bandmates are locked in, you're sounding good, and the audience is eating out of the palm of your hand. There's
nothing better.
Almost nothing on this earth that's better.
There's
truly like it's. Oh, I'll never forget. So I'll share this quick story, but obviously not Haunter, but the band that I was in before Haunter. We're fortunate enough to play a few Warped Tours, do a few things on Taste of Chaos. Like it was a cool time. We were a MySpace band that got some attention, nothing crazy. But one of the best shows I ever played in my entire life was a show where we opened up for Atreyu at this old club called the Meridian in our town. And that place was maybe 1,400 kids. Like, so it's like packed. Whole show's packed. We're like the first band. We get on stage and I don't know what happens, but by song number 2, like we have a full-on like circle pit that is just massive, and these kids, I don't know what happened. I don't know what if the stars aligned, but they came to fucking rage, and like they were about just letting loose and just going crazy for whoever was playing. But like I just knew at that time, like me and the band, we were so locked in. It felt so good. Those kids were going fucking hard. And it just, I don't know. It's the best feeling in the world when that happens.
That's awesome. Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
There's nothing like playing in front of a crowd that is responding. You know, like it's the best. It's absolutely the best.
You brought up Taste of Chaos, and it's like, man, this year, this particular show has come up a lot for some reason. And you brought up Atreyu, so obviously it was an off show, or is this like?
Yeah.
Okay, were you?
No,
were
it was a separate thing for the
okay.
Atreyu show. Was a separate thing. It was just something that we, like that old band, happened to do like a handful of times.
Yeah. Were you on that same Taste of Chaos that Atreyu was on back in the day? Was it like Atreyu, Deftones? Was it Thrice? Story of the Year.
Story of the Year. Yeah.
No.
It was like the first year that the Used didn't play.
Right.
Yeah. So everyone that we did, the Used had played.
Okay.
So yeah. So no. Those the Atreyu story, where the Atreyu part was unrelated. It was just to paint a picture of like the band at the time had done just like a few notable things.
Yeah. Which Atreyu, by the way, I don't know if you've heard, they just did like a reimagined record, and they put 2 covers on it. The first one is Like a Stone, which they released.
Interesting. Okay.
And it is awesome.
Really?
Oh my God. It's basically all reimagined songs. I'm guessing it's going to be more acoustic, kind of thing. But like, holy shit, they killed it. They put a video and everything like that. We might be in line to have them on the show.
I gotta check that
out. But also, the last track on that record.
You know, if you cover your mouth, you're just making yourself louder into the mic.
Yes, sorry. The last track on that record. You know what the other cover is?
What's that?
Last Dance with Mary Jane.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting choice.
I'm sorry. Mary Jane's Last Dance.
Right.
But
yeah.
Yeah.
I understood what you meant.
And I am excited to freaking hear that.
Great song.
It's like an out of nowhere, like,
I love me
what?
some Tom Petty. Yeah.
Like, really?
Yeah, that's interesting.
But that's
I don't want to say like bad. I'm just like it's just interesting. I wouldn't have imagined reimagined. Wouldn't have really thought that was like.
Yeah, I don't know how long it would take me to come to that song if you were like, who's a trail covering? I'd be like, I wonder how many it would get before I got to Tom Petty. Probably a lot.
Yeah. Well, think about how many it would take before you would say Like a Stone.
Yeah, also true. That's cool.
But man, they killed it. They killed it. If you get a chance, take a watch the video. It's pretty sick.
I will do just that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very cool.
But back to regularly scheduled programs.
Yes.
I'm really excited for what's ahead of Haunter, and debut show. Give us as soon as you book something.
Yeah, please give us enough.
Give us a lot of notice because we got flights or driving to do.
Yeah, because we would like to be there.
I want to be there.
Yeah,
I want to be there
for 100%. Like, I promise you, when we book the first like official gig, like we won't shut up about it. Like, everyone will know. We'll be so obnoxious about it.
You know what we should try to do is when they book it, if there's ample notice, what we can try and do is like book an acoustic tour to them. So this way we can pay for gas.
Yeah, that would be fun. Yeah, we might do that.
Dude, that'd be sick.
Yeah, I love it. And
that's a great idea.
Right.
And then you can come to New York. We want you to play.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. You just let us know.
Dude,
we'll have you in New York.
I'd love to go back to New York. Yes, for sure.
Then we'll put a show on and put Neon Skyline on the show, but don't let them big time them.
Oh no, not allowed.
Yeah,
not allowed.
No big timing.
Yeah, but yeah, dude, you guys,
we tease our buddy all the time.
Oh yeah, we love to mess with him. Yeah. We were just riding with him the other night. It's okay. It's okay. But yeah, I think you would definitely dig them too because they've got a lot of the electronic vibes, but a lot of like rock, female fronted. Julia's got a stupid good voice.
They're like Duran and Fleetwood Mac mixed.
Yeah.
With
that sounds dope.
There's some real coolness there. Yeah.
And not to shamelessly plug anything, but I'm going to shamelessly plug something.
Sure.
Actually, because I know when this is coming out, my new single with my band, Something Heavy, is a cover of This Could Be Anywhere in the World, and it features Julia on vocals.
Featuring Julia from Neon Skyline.
So yeah, go check it out now.
Check that out now because it's also out.
But definitely check out City Boys, Pretty Girls.
Nice. There it is.
That is way more important than my single.
Well, they're all important.
Yeah,
they're all important.
Save and share them both.
Right. I pay $12 a year
together
pay for a cover to be up. So,
but
please,
but everyone that's listening, share new music. I mean, come on, just support and share new music.
Yeah, that's the whole point. That's the reason. That's the reason for the season.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Absolutely. So go check that out. Go do all that. We do have to ask a super important question, though, Jimmy.
That is true. It is true.
Before we head out here.
Yeah, it is the most important question. And but I mean, Enoma's answered it a few times.
But it's been a while.
But it has been a while. So anything new come up for you? Anything that you're kind of vibing on lately? Anything that is happening in your life where you can escape, where you can find other things, where you can let your brain wander, where you don't have to be in charge all the time. Lately, what's your bacon, man?
Ooh, I actually think this may sound a little cheesy, but I think my bacon right now is my family. Like
Sick.
as I've gotten older, I've just kind of realized that, my folks are getting up there in their age, and so like I have this really cool opportunity to get to know them as people and not as parents. And I get to like know one of my younger sisters a lot better because she's home supporting them right now. So it's allowing me to, I won't say relive my childhood, but it's actually allowing me a chance to just kind of like not have to feel like I'm the, I won't say caregiver, but like I don't have to be the point person for so many things all the time. I can just exist, almost feel like a kid again, and like just relax and not be on high alert, hyper aware, like in control. Like I get to just kind of exist, and that's been really nice. And I've been trying to take advantage of that as often as I could now. But
Nice.
we also try to stay booked and busy, so it's about finding that balance.
Dude, that's super important though. Like, isn't that a weird thing? Like when it happens, and it does happen to everybody. It'll happen.
Oh, I know.
But when you can get to know your parents as humans, and there is that switch there that does happen. It's super cool when you do. It really is. It's important. I think that's awesome. I think it's very cool. I don't think it's cheesy at all. And if it is cheesy, you ever order a burger without cheese? Not me.
Not me.
Yeah. Cheese is awesome.
Yeah, cheese is great.
It's the best.
You don't not get cheese on a burger.
No.
Especially a fast food burger, because most of them are dry.
Yeah, you know what nachos are without cheese? Fucking chips.
If a street like a food truck burger came with no cheese, I'd be okay with it. But fast food,
I'd be like, did you run out of cheese? What happened here?
Hey,
What happened here?
maybe it's a part of the method to their madness.
You know what a mozzarella stick is without cheese? Nothing. Breadcrumbs.
I mean, listen, it's
Breadcrumbs.
still crispy breadcrumbs. Fried breadcrumbs. I'd fuck with that.
On what? Something with cheese.
It's like that's what a hush puppy is, man. That's what a hush puppy is.
Hush puppies are dense. There's
Yeah.
bread in there. I mean, the only other thing other than cheese that is as amazing as cheese is probably bread.
Right. Right.
Yeah, no, that tracks.
Right? Yeah. Like if you gotta have one. It's tough between cheese and bread.
By the way, fun fact: we're recording this at the last day of the Olympics, right?
Yeah.
So I've been watching it quite a bit. You know how at basketball games they have those things that they whack together?
Yes.
Behind the foul line. At the Olympics, apparently they've been giving people things to whack together. They're shaped like baguettes.
As they should be.
Right?
Yeah, that seems appropriate.
Yeah.
It seems appropriate. Yeah.
As they should be.
I was watching I forget what it's called, but it's like athletic swimming, but it's like synchronized swimming.
Athletic swimming.
It's like
I think
synchronized swimming, but they do like flips and stuff. Like they make themselves platforms, and then they jump off of each other.
Okay.
Like flips and stuff like that. And somebody was holding the two baguettes together, and I was like, "What?
We have athletic swimming and the two baguettes.
It's not athletic.
What is non-athletic
So
swimming?
come to the pool with me. I'll show you.
The pool in the hotel.
I'll show you. It's a lot of staying on the shallow end and just walking across the bottom, but moving your
Non-athletic
hands.
swimming is just survival.
Yeah, exactly. I'll show you. No worries.
okay. That was fucking great.
Well, dude, thank you. Thank you again for coming to hang out. The door is always welcome. I mean, send your professional
The door
emails.
is welcome. Yes.
The door is welcome.
It is also
the door is always open. You're always welcome.
The mat is open. The door is welcome.
You don't have to send your super professional emails, but still feel free to.
You can.
I don't mind being a
I
part of the
appreciate it.
BCC group or whatever, but if you got something new and you want to just throw a Dropbox link, I can keep secrets. I'm good.
Yeah, I can see what I can do about some of the new stuff. I think it's pretty fucking rad.
Dude, I can't wait. We can't.
Yeah.
We can't wait. We can't wait.
It's the shit's good, man. Like we're gonna push some limits, and I'm fucking ready for it.
Nice.
I'm excited. I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
There's not a whole lot of bands I get really excited about that frequent this show all the time.
Right.
Probably a handful.
Mhm.
And you are a part of that handful. That whenever you got something going on, I'm like, okay, let's go. Let's do it. Let's do it. Bring them on. Let's push it. Let's push the crap out of it. So
I actually
appreciate it. Y'all keep showing us love, and it's really nice. I can't tell you how much we appreciate that.
Dude,
no,
it's awesome. You guys are great. So you guys are great. And you guys are cool. So those are the two most important things.
You're drinking buddies.
Great music and you're cool. So.
We're gonna do something because it's so funny because online, you know, everybody's able to interact with each other and stuff like that. So what we wanted to do, what one of our ideas was to have the Drinking Buddies episode with Matthew,
right,
Lowry, and you guys.
So you guys could meet him, he could meet you, we could all be buddies.
And you could find out if he wanted to smoke.
That's right.
He doesn't.
That's true.
He doesn't. He doesn't. He's a super cool guy.
Nobody wants.
But that would be fun. But then you guys were interacting with LOL Leah.
Yep.
And
she's also a fun drinking buddy.
She's a fun drinking buddy. And I was like, oh man,
but she's a fun drinking.
We should have them together.
Right.
And then so we're gonna set something.
I would be down. Yeah,
we're gonna set something up. We'll figure it out.
Set something up. I would be down. Like I'm a fan of her music. We would love to do that. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, she's a lot of fun.
We get everybody in a room, and that's how tour packages come together.
Woo!
I mean,
there you go.
That's how sharing shows happens. That's
yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
That's how community building starts. I'm into it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I like it. So that's my bacon.
That's also my bacon.
Bringing cool people together.
Yeah. But everybody at home that's listening, now, we know music's your bacon.
Hmm?
We know that this show is your bacon. Obviously. I mean, you've liked and subscribed. Clearly. We know that Haunters your bacon. They are now. Obviously. Duh.
Right.
But you should ask yourselves every day, every single day, just when you get up, you do that first stretch, you do the yawn. You do the yawn and you're like, oh, I got the hot breath, right? You do all that. Just ask yourself at the beginning of the day, before you allow anything to weigh you down.
Yep.
That one important question.
Yep. And Enoma, do you remember what that question is?
You know, I think I do. What's your bacon?
Woo! What's your bacon?